Guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'm watching a video when that warship happened, when Russia fired warning shots at the British vessel, our Navy vessel. Basically, we went through the Black Sea in the ship, and Russia probably didn't like it, so they brought over the jets and they were doing some training for something, training for war or something, or training for something. And they saw us rolling through in the boats. Not me personally, I'm on about the people that were there in the boats, the British vessel things. Boris Johnson said there was no problem with it. They were obviously doing some training, the Russians, and they didn't like it, us going through. So they fired some warning shots and dropped some bombs down, and the jets went over us. I'm watching this guy on the news channel. Basically, he's saying that we're provoking Russia. How are we provoking Russia? They may say, or something like that. And more like Russia wants to have war with the UK, and we don't want war with them. All we try to do is go through their area. That's what these soldiers were saying. And then the soldiers denied it, that they didn't shoot missiles at the people from the UK Army, the Navy Army. They didn't fire anything at us, but we've seen it on both videos. But I don't know. We'd have to just see what this video says and understand it, so we don't get confused to see what's going to go on. So,
earlier this week, a British ship, as we've reported, entered Russian waters near Crimea, or at least contested waters near Crimea, at which point the Russians responded by firing warning shots and conducting flyovers and basically buzzing the ship, the HMS Defender. Well, now it's coming out that UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson personally ordered the HMS Defender into those waters against even warnings apparently of his cabinet. So what gives? What's the deal with this? Why is the UK actively, by the sound of it, provoking Russia? For more on this, we bring in former UK MP George Galloway. George, you were right. I mean, I give credit where credit is due. This was totally provocative, and now we're seeing that by these reports anyway, if there's accuracy, that this was even coming from the top to actively, provoke Russia. And I mean, why would the UK do this? What does the UK gain from doing something like this?
Well, fiasco is the correct word, John. There's a very British genre of films called the carry-on films. They're kind of farces, Marx Brother type farces. And this one is Carry On Up the Crimea. And the next one will presumably be Carry On Up the Yangtze. I suppose all we can be grateful for is that Boris Johnson didn't don his admiral's uniform and stand on the bridge himself. He has clearly taken leave of his senses, or is in desperate need of diversion, although both could be true at the same time. Our own Foreign Secretary, your Secretary of State equivalent, warned the Prime Minister against this dangerous, reckless maneuver. Boris Johnson ordered it to go ahead, and coincidentally or not, there was a BBC reporter and a Daily Mail reporter, that's the mainstream pro-conservative newspaper in Britain. They were on board, miraculously, in the Black Sea, as you do, as broadcasters routinely do. It was a dangerous and reckless maneuver, and the British people, including the mothers of the sailors involved, should be grateful for Russia's forbearance and Russia's refusal to be rising to the bait to the extent of sinking the ship. The ship was in Russian waters. It's a very dangerous thing to poke a bear, don't you think?
Well, yeah, and it's a good point. I can understand Russia's point in warning not only the UK, but other countries. If you're going to come into our waters, we are going to respond. And I'm not just saying that because I work for RT, but it seems logical and reasonable. If the UK did this knowingly and provocatively, this is part of an exercise, not only the UK, but the Dutch and the US as part of NATO. Do you think the UK would have told the US about this, would have indicated what it was planning to do?
Well, another British allusion I must give you. Comic operas were written by Gilbert and Sullivan. And there's no comic opera like the Dutch Navy and the British Navy provoking the Russian Navy, which could, of course, smite both of them out of the water with a single swat of the hand. This is American-driven. The Dutch, I'm surprised they've even got a navy, but if they do, it's not fit for combat, that is for sure. The Dutch have never fought anyone in centuries, and indeed the Germans rolled them over in 48 hours in 1940, leaving British soldiers dangerously isolated at Dunkirk. So the idea that the Dutch Navy and the British Navy are doing this of their own volition is foolish. The US is strangleholding any ally that it can that can put any rusting hulks together and sailing them across the Black Sea to provoke Russia.
Well,
It would be funny if it wasn't so serious, because of course a Russian sailor nearby could have fired not a warning shot, but a shot that would have sunk the ship with great loss of life and another major, grave industrial, international crisis that could lead to war.
And we don't want that, and we're not going to hear the end of this. I'm sure this is going to go on and on, so we'll stay tuned for that. George Galloway, appreciate it.
I mean, does Russia want war with the UK, or who would win? With the UK, with the what I'm trying to say is, what's the words I'm looking for? Would the UK win against Russia in the war, or would Russia win against us? Would we have to call the Americans in? I mean, the Dutch have not had a war, but I don't know. Hard to say, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, just try and pause this video. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Give it a like, give it a comment, share it with your friends. I mean, it could have ended badly. Will it happen again in the future? Could do. Anyway, thank you for joining this video. Peace.